Hey everyone, welcome back. Happy New Year. Today I wanted to just talk some of the stuff that is on my mind, some of the stuff I think about as a mother, as a woman, just stuff that is in my mind. The state of the young girls in society today, like how they are growing up so fast and how society likes to act like they have no idea how this is happening or how it came about, like it's some great mystery when it actually isn't. What I refer to it as is like the maturing of children and the infantilization of women. So what I mean by that is, like, if you notice, like, a lot of the things that girls who are young, I mean under the age of 10, the things that they're interested in now are things that when I was their age, when I was under the age of 10, wasn't even thinking about. When I was young, it was like, playing sports, going outside with my brothers and sisters and playing baseball and being a kid, doing kid things. Now they're dressing like women. Like, the fashions that are in style for my daughter are the same fashions that are in style for me. How is that making any sense? Where are the boundaries between what makes you a child and what makes you a grown woman? There are none anymore. As a parent, you can only protect them from so much. We can read the Bible. I can try and, feed her spirit and educate her on what, a woman of God is and, what God wants from us. But there are still other influences that will be more prevalent around her more often than I will be. Because I could keep her in the house. We could, I can try and inform her and educate her on things, but there's only so much I can do because for most of her day, she's at school. Or even when she's not at school. Say if we go to the mall. This is one reason why I don't like going to the mall with children. Because every corner you turn, every store that is there, all the advertisements are all, very sexual. It's not only Victoria's Secret or La Senza or stuff like that. I mean, all the clothing stores that are supposed to be young and trendy, every single picture is overly sexual. People are kissing, they're half naked, all this stuff. If you go through, a department store and the mannequins are, in their underwear. It's hard stuff for me now to swallow as a parent. When I was young, when I was younger, that type of stuff, kind of just brushed it off because, I wasn't really aware. I really didn't care. But now that I have a child, it's so much harder for me to just accept these things as normal, or they're supposed to be like that, or it's just, let it roll off my shoulder because it's not okay. I see her looking at these things and I know, even though I tell her certain things, there's things that she may end up being curious about outside of what we talk about because it's so much around her. Going to the bus stop or riding the TTC or whatever, all the advertisements everywhere is there. And now that she can read, my life has become so much harder because I'm glad that she can read. She's a very bright little girl, but now it's like she will see these things. She will see them everywhere, and she'll just innocently be reading something, but it might be some inappropriate stuff for her age. But because it's on the TTC or because it's, on a sign somewhere, it's easy for her to see. So, these advertisements, this marketing isn't only affecting adults. The response that it's supposed to get out of adults is gonna, it reaches your kids too. So there's other things like, children's shows, like on Family Channel and stuff like that. I don't have those channels, but when I did, it used to irritate me. It really used to bother me when I used to go and like see shows like Hannah Montana. And these are the shows that are huge. They have a huge following, and these shows are catered towards young girls and preteens and that demographic. And these girls are always in full makeup, full coverage. Okay, lipstick, eyeshadow, eyelashes, big weaves, big curls flowing down their back, high heels. And I'm just like, if this is a show for children, if this is a show for kids to be watching and be relating to, why are these young girls dressed like some grown adults? And in some cases, dressed as some like real promiscuous looking grown adults. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, again, where are the boundaries? Because usually the topics are about, it's all the boy crazy stuff. as if that's the only thing that is out there to talk about. It's always, you know, who's crushing on who's boyfriend and girlfriend and all this stuff. And it's just like there's so much more that we could be feeding our children's mind than this crap. There really is. And even cartoons, like the majority of cartoons that are on television nowadays aren't even for children. So sometimes it's hard to, if you leave your child to get babysat by somebody, they may assume, especially if they're from an older generation, they may just assume that, you know, a cartoon is for kids. But so much of the cartoons on TV are so vulgar that it's like you can't even let your children watch it. Those are, you know, when they're gone to sleep type of thing. So the TV has become like a great outlet for, well, the TV has always been a great outlet for, to condition your children's mind. And another thing that I also noticed on television is I did not realize how many times the word sex and sexy are used throughout a day. My daughter was watching with me, and just the amount of times in random commercials, in the songs in commercials, in television shows that are, you know, supposed to be family television shows, that word is like a general word used to describe things. When sexy is not a word to describe children. It's not for children. Sexy is a grown, it's a description for someone who's grown, someone who's mature, someone who's an adult and understands what that means. Those type of words are not supposed to just be thrown around and for children to be using it, because they use it and they don't even understand the proper context. And now they're talking like adults, but they don't even understand what it is truly that they're talking about. So, I mean, the television sometimes can really just straight up be a nightmare. Beyond the show, so you cut off your cable or you cut off certain channels, and beyond that, okay, then Christmas comes around or your child's birthday comes around and they get a present, and you open up that present and it's a doll. So what doll is it? It's a brat. And this brat is dressed like some 2-bit hooker. And this is something that you're supposed to feel okay and say, okay, go ahead and go play with it. No, honestly, I don't know who's going to see this, but somebody gave my daughter a brat doll a few years ago, and that doll has not reached her hands all of now, because I really just, I don't agree with the message that is being fed. Why is it a little, 3, 4, 5-year-old girl is gonna get a doll with, a skirt on that's barely covering her bum and like full pouty lips with lipstick on it and all these fake eyelashes, and you can switch her weaves and you can, switch her little tail dresses and all this stuff. Like, that is not stuff that a little child needs to be fed with, because then she starts wanting to have those type of things, like, oh, well, I want my hair to be like this, or oh, well, I want to wear things like this. And I mean, it's you're conditioning. It is a way of conditioning and desensitizing. And it's just stuff that, I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know if I'm the only person out there. If you agree with me, leave me a comment. Let me know how you feel about these things that I'm saying. And the last thing I'll talk about on this topic is when I go to the mall or not even a mall, just any store, any department store or whatever, what has come to really start irritating me is the music that is played in the stores. I remember when I was younger, I would go in the stores with my mom, like, it's like easy rock, one of those country stations, something just easy, simple, something you're not really going to pay attention to, but it'll make you hum and tap your feet. Now it's like all these youth are the primary employees in these stores. They're going to listen to what they want to listen to. So you walk into that store and I'm hearing, Nicki Minaj or Rick Ross, all this stuff bumping. I mean, I don't even mean the radio versions. I mean, I'm hearing cussing and all this nonsense. And, you have your child with you and it's like you want to be in the store because, you want to purchase some clothes or you want to purchase something. And you're so uncomfortable because you're hearing all these topics, you're hearing this music blasting that is so inappropriate for your child to be listening to. And it's like, what can you do? And like this is one of the main reasons why I dislike bringing my children to the mall. And they really need to be addressed and really need to be focused on, because it is not a mystery. It's not some, it's not a puzzle. It's not a mystery why our youth and our children are so conditioned towards sex and, especially sex and violence and all that stuff. It's not out of nowhere. This stuff is all around us. So I'm just saying, you know, be aware. And I just wanted to know if anybody else out there shares these sentiments that I have, if anybody else out there has any similar sentiments that they would like to add. If you could just leave a comment below and like this video, share this video, and just, you know, let me know how you feel. So until next time.